Hola amigos, it's Oscar, and today we're checking your pipes. With the plumbing system, the main thing you're looking for is leaks. All the piping is supposed to be well supported, and you're just checking the whole system for leaks. You also want to check underneath every sink. Make sure that there's a trap like this. You never want to see two traps or something that's like an S that comes down, up, and then goes back down. You also want to make sure that you have shut-off valves close to the sink, and that's helpful because you don't want to, like, if you have to do work on one of the sinks, you don't want to have to shut off the water in the entire house. And every sink should have a trap. The only exception is if you have a sink in the kitchen that's on an island, and we'll show you some pictures next. So if you have a kitchen with an island sink, you may not have a trap right underneath the sink. In a case like that, you usually have the trap and you can see it from the basement, right underneath the sink, like in this case. So we're in the basement, coming underneath, you can see the hot water and cold water going up, and this is the trap that comes down from the sink. And it goes out. There's a specific reason why they do this, and it has to do with venting, proper venting, and because it's an island sink, they can't put a vent pipe coming out of the floor right in the middle of your kitchen. So there's another system that they use for those kind of scenarios. To test the plumbing, what you want to do is check every sink and turn on the water. Towards the right should always be cold. Towards the left should always be hot. You want to check one at a time. Make sure that you're getting cold water. Then make sure you're getting hot water. At the same time, you want to check underneath. Make sure there's no leaks. Once you get hot water and cold water, you want to just leave it running. And you also want to flush the toilet. You can put it on the full cold and flush the toilet. This is kind of to test the water pressure to make sure that you have sufficient flow. Basically, when you're checking the plumbing system, you want to put it through a lot of load, a lot of stress, and make sure it's able to function properly. If you have a full house, big family, and there's someone taking a shower, someone flushing the toilet, someone on the sink, you want to make sure that there's enough water pressure to be able to accommodate everything. So you want to do the same thing with the shower. Test the cold side, test the hot. You want to test the shower head. Just make sure it's not pointing towards you. You don't want to get wet. Right? It's working good. You also want to make sure that all the openings are properly sealed. You can put silicone just to avoid any water from leaking behind the fixtures and behind into the drywall and the structure of the house. Once you've done that, what you want to do is close that, close it, and just let it fill up a bit. what this is trying to do is we need to check the complete pipe. So when we're just running the water without filling up the sink, we're only checking half the system, because as the water exits, it's only enough to maybe fill half of the pipe. But sometimes you can have a leak on the top, and just by running the water, you won't ever be able to check the full pipe system. So that's why we fill the sink a couple inches of water and then release it at once, so that as the water drains, it fills the entire pipe and checks for leaks all around the top and the bottom, everything. So that's good. That's good. So what we're going to be checking here is all three systems at the same time, and we're checking all the piping and the venting system, because the washroom, the toilet is the only one that's supposed to have a siphoning effect, the sound you hear at the end of the flush. You should never hear that sound coming from your tub or your sink. And right now, by opening that plug, flushing the toilet and the tub, we're checking and putting it through a very... So this is a pretty intense test for the plumbing system, the drain system. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that it drains properly. Same thing, the water. And we're gonna flush it. So that sound, that's the sound that we want to hear, only coming from the toilet. Same thing from the tub. It drained pretty fast. Now we check the sink. So there we go. Sink's also good. Now we come back and we check underneath to make sure that there's no leaks after doing that test. So once you're done doing that test to all the washrooms upstairs and the main floor, what you want to do is come back downstairs and check the roof, and you want to locate kind of roughly where the washrooms were, and check the roof to see if there's any leaks, because if there's any leaks in the bathtub or in the washroom somewhere that you can't see, most likely they'll show up now. On the roof, you'll see some wet spots. So just make sure that after you do that test in the washroom, you're not done. Just check underneath and for any new leaks. Thank you for watching. This is Oscar, Trusted Realty Inspections.